Today I have a really big fairy tale for you guys. I'm sitting here with the former Norway Cup winner, and he's now a coach. So let's take a chat with Jonathan. You're a man with a long story and big story. You have to tell me the story from the beginning.
Uh, Depends on where you want me to start, but to make it short, I have played in Norway Cup before with a team from Nigeria, called Unity Cup, Unity Boys Abuja. So it's been a unique and a fantastic experience. Also working in Norway Cup again after many years. I've coached here also in Norway Cup with a team from Oslo. Quite actually two teams, Green football and Lean football as a coach. And this year again, I'm in Norway Cup again, working with La Liga on a coaching clinic to also educate other coaches and train youth players. So,
Can you tell me about your youth career?
as a youth player, I can say that I was quite lucky, or should I say talented, to be selected in one of the youngest player from the team that was taken abroad for that cup, which was a big dream for any player from Africa or Nigeria to participate in a international youth competition like Norway Cup, which is the biggest in the world. So for me, it was a unique experience also. Get to know a lot of people and was able to meet a lot of culture, make friends, etc. Also, that cup was one of the biggest motivation for me to think about what it would be like to be a real professional football player. So it was a good boast for me as well. Being in Norway Cup, seeing how organized it is, seeing a lot of players from different countries, etc., etc. So that motivated me a lot. When I go back, I wanted to really be a top professional football player. So it makes me to work hard extra. So I think.
Can you tell a bit more about the teams you played for as a youth player and also the national teams?
Yes, I played for what we call youth fund. Well, this crest samling here. What we say crest team, crest lag. So in every region in the country in Nigeria, we have what we call youth fund. So the best youth fund teams always are the ones that always participate in Norway Cup. So I was lucky to be in the winning one, and we were selected from all region, all states to be able to come for the cup. And I played also for Jasper United when I was a youth. It's one of the top club Premier League in Nigeria. I have been to a couple of international youth tournaments with teams, which gave me, like I said, a lot of experience. I played in Gotia Cup. I played in Youth Championship Cup. It is in Australia, and when I played in that cup, I was able to get a scholarship from Mujireba Soccer Club to come back to Australia and study and be able to play for them as well before I got an offer to come to Songda. So I got to Songda, but it didn't work like I wanted. It's not what I dreamed of. It's not where I wanted to be. So I got another offer from the agent that was working with the club to go to Poland. So that's how my career started from Poland. So I found myself in a club called KSP Polonia. It's one of the biggest clubs in Poland before, but now I think they have financial crisis that they went down. So it was a Premier League team. They call it Ekstraklasa, Orange Ekstraklasa in Poland. So that's how I started playing as a football player in Europe.
Can you tell me about your pro career from there on?
Yeah, when I was in Poland, I played in quite few teams in Poland. It wasn't an easy journey, but good experience, good learning for me. I played in a couple of teams. I also played in one of the second division team with Robert Lewandowski. I was in a couple of teams like Warta Poznan. It's a second division team as well. Minsk Mazowiecki, Pogoń Siedlce. There are a couple of teams in Poland. Polonia Warszawa. If I could remember, one other team was Pogoń Siedlce. I mentioned it before. There are a couple of teams. Then from Poland, I went on a trial again to Italy to Modena. So I went to Modena. It didn't work out for me again. I was very unlucky because of work permit, Italian work permit. So they wanted me to stay like 1 year before I could be able to adjust my work permit, which I didn't want to stay 1 year without playing. So I went back again to Poland. From Poland, I went to Serbia for trial again, and I went to Hajdukula. I was in Hajdukula and Smerindov. These are Premier League teams in Serbia. Before I returned back again to Poland. So my trip was on and off because I had family in Poland then. So spent quite a long time in Poland from 2005 till 2009 or 10. I was already on and off, using Poland as my base while looking for opportunity to be able to get the breakthrough. Then along the line I got injured, and I tried to have a contract with a team in Denmark. It's Nykøbing Foster. That was actually my last competitive team. But the injury I had prolapsed, my L4, L5. It's a spine injury. That after the surgery I couldn't make it to come back to play. So what I did was during the time I had this injury, so I decided to see what I could do with myself. So I already see that maybe this injury will be a stop for me. In 2010, I left to London to my family. I tried to get back to school. I was able to take a postgraduate course with London South Uni and start to do some courses, the relevant courses. I study also with the fitness room, the training room, as a personal trainer. So I am highly qualified, a UK qualified, certified level 3 personal trainer. And I started doing my coaching courses, coaching badges while I was volunteering with the West Ham Academy and Newham Academy. This is a rugby, so I was like a fitness coach for the Newham rugby team. And from there, so when I qualified as a personal trainer and finished my postgraduate course for 1.5 years to 2 years, so I worked as a fitness coach in Fitness First. I had a contract to work there for 1 year, but I said, fitness coach, I play football, what can I do in football? So I tried to give something back in football. That's when I started to volunteer, and I was looking for opportunity to get into an academy in London. It wasn't easy, so I went back to Poland again, where I met a friend that said, hey, why don't you come to Norway and try? Then I said, Norway, very dry place. I have been there before. I said, okay, but I have to try again. So that's how I moved to Norway. Then my girl also moved here. My girl is working here. My lady worked here. So I came here. Then first month, I said, nice place. I was looking around in Oslo just to see where I could be able to volunteer my time to, instead of sitting at home. I found a team training behind my house in Greenlocker, because I was living right there in Greenlocker. So, and I asked the guy, Ule Jakob. He's a mentor for me, like big mentor. I think he played in Champions League here, or Cup Winners' Cup. Ule Jakob Sperry. So he's the one actually that introduced me to the coaching here, that brought me into a club and said, hey, I find you guys a coach who can be able to train the boys. But what actually happened was, when I met him, I said, can I show the boys? I watched their section, so it wasn't what I was expecting to see from the 2000 boys. He was having the 2000. So I said, can I show them something? He said, no. So they were not sure who I am, which is okay. And he was able to give me the opportunity when they saw me training, because I was training on my own. Probably they saw when I was training and how I was handling the ball. So maybe this guy knows what he was trying to do. So I came back again to him and said, can I show them how to shoot? Because they finished the section. They were doing a shooting section. I said, can I show them? Excuse me. So I showed them shooting technique. I just showed them, demonstrate to them. And then when I shoot, I had them also, wow. They scream the way I hit the ball. So I told them to try to always hit ball hard, but with good technique. It's not the power, but it's accuracy before power. So I told him, so from there, he asked me my contact, if I could come by the club, etc. I said, okay, I can come by. He told me when they work in the academy. I said, I can come by just to see how you work. So when I came there the next day, I tried to hold this section. So that was the starting point, the breakthrough. I think it should be around August 2012. And since then, I haven't stopped coaching here in Norway till today. So,
Which teams in Norway do you have coached?
I have worked with Ready Football. I've worked with Greener was my first, and after I worked with the Ready Boys, 2000 boys born 2000. That's G14 then, which are now junior players as well. And I'm happy to say that almost all of the boys, half of the team, are still playing now for the junior team in Ready currently, and some of them already playing for their A team. I worked in Ready for 1 year, but while I was working with Ready, I was also working in Lean Academy. So during that time, I only had academy 2 or 3 days, and I have the team for Ready the rest days. So I was able to combine Lean with other clubs while I was working. Then what happened after 1 year in Ready? Lean decided to have me full in Lean alone, because it's like, oh, this guy can actually be a coach for us, because I remember beating their 2000 team twice, both home and away. So they decided to bring me in the club. So that time, and I was given the 2000 the junior team in Lean. I was the coach for the junior team when I came to Lean. So I took the junior 2 team. I had them for 1 season. So I have a small objective just to qualify the team to first division. Because we have a team in Intercrete, we need to have a team in first division. But that team was playing in second division. But unluckily for us, we missed point with Shahid. We had the same point with Shahid. We just needed 1 goal on our last match, but Shahid took the lead on the next game, so they were able to take over the lead. So they went for playoff. After that season, so the club wanted me more to do more things in the club. But while I was also coaching in Lean, that's when I met Danny, the FPN. So I started working in FPN in that time, because Danny project was more like what I wanted to do. My focus is to develop players, to make talented players as a player developer. I have eyes to be able to discover talent or see a player that has something, and to guide the player the right way to become something better. So what I was actually trying to do was what I missed in my career as a player, was what I was trying to see if I can build in players. So that's why I'm very passionate in what I do. I'm very, very strict. Or I will not use the word strict, but I like things to be very organized. It has to be a professional way of coaching. But what I found out is most of the teams in Norway, they want to do activities. But I'm more keen in working. That's why I said that the Danny project, the FPN project, was high level. It's a high quality. It's highly professional. So, and Danny knows the kind of coaches he wants to have to work around this project. So from 2012 to 2014 or 2015, if you check the record very well here in Norway, I remember FPN. Most of the players that were invited in the crates, 60 or 70% of the players in crates, Samlin, was players who has gone through the FPN process. So we were able to make a lot of players from nothing to something. And those ones who has something, we were able to push them higher to get them so a certain level of football. And this is one thing about coaching, that the passion, and this is what I like about the coaching, that you look around and be able to see a player that has nothing before become a really good player. So I think that's the how would I say, the joy you drive from being a coach, making them a good person, making them a good role models in the community, teaching them the right way, not only just to play football, but to be a good man as well. So I think that's the joy in coaching for me. Yeah.
After your playing career, you started to educate yourself to be a coach. And can you tell us about your education and the clubs that you have coached?
Yeah, I've worked with, like I said, I've worked with Lean Football, Ready Football. I worked in Lean as a junior coach and the coach for the 2001, the Intercrete team. And also I had a project before in Lean we called Lean Extra. That's where we develop players. Also I worked with Danny in football progression. And since ever then, I have been developing myself to the top level to be a good coach. I believe that football players deserve a better coach. They deserve a very good coach. And for you to be a competent, you have to have the passion to be able to develop yourself as well. So I am currently now, my last education last year, I become an expert in football tactical prioritization. I'm also a mentor with the WFA, World Football Academy. These courses are high level, very demanding. I think it might be maybe 2 or 3 coaches in Norway, or maybe, if I'm correct, which the ones I have seen, that has this level of qualification so far. Also, I'm holding a UEFA B license and UEFA A license with the Football Association, which I did in London when I was in UK. Also, I've been on a lot of youth development, player development courses across the world. I'm very keen, very keen and curious to learn more, to educate myself as much as I can, as long as it's a relevant course that will help me develop players to the level that I want to be. I am also working as a coach as well and a player developer in Oppegård Football Club, Oppegård Idris Lag. I had also worked in Strømmen with their G14, a little bit on player development. So these are the places I have worked so far, and my coaching career as well.
Impressive. Thank you.